Eruption, Intro. Before we get into the first phrase of Eruption, let's refer again to the E-flat or half step below tuning. Here it is from high to low. Let's divide the first lead guitar phrase into three parts, the first dealing with the A minor pentatonic and blues scale. Watch out for palm muting here and artificial harmonics, as well as an open string pull-off riff at the end of that. The next section is based on a scalar repeated line as well as a partially chromatic descending phrase. At the end of this line, I'll slide up using the same finger, hold it on, and prepare for the whammy bar section which closes this out. Keep that high C fingered, strike the low open E. With the vibrato bar, depress that note, release the C to an open A, and then bring the vibrato bar back up and wang it in time. Eruption, second part. 1, 2, 3. After the A, G, and D chords are heard, the line changes to a higher register. Here notice the unison bend texture, as well as the A blues tonality, with the added C sharp and F sharp tones. You'll notice two forms of imitative riffing ideas used in that line. The next one features some wide stretching in addition to notes from the Dorian mode as well as the blues scale and some unusual half-step bending on adjacent strings. Also some whammy bar phrasing at the very end of this line. There's a shift to the E major tonality in the third section, also a quote from Kreutzer's second violin etude. The whole phrase is played tremolo pick style, descending down the first string and culminating in a series of pull-offs. Eruption, third section. The third section of Eruption is based on three imitative phrases. Each contain a number of open string pull-offs and end on a trill. The first one implies an A minor tonality, the second an E minor, and the third shifts back to the A minor tonality. Here's the second phrase in E minor. And here's the third phrase, which returns to A minor and sets up the famous tap-on section to follow. Eruption, final section. This piece of Eruption introduced the bidextral technique to a legion of guitar players. It begins by outlining triads played on the same string. 2 notes are fretted and hammered on, while the third note is tapped on at various scale degrees. This phrase outlines C sharp minor, changing to A major, A diminished, and B7. Then we begin a section which emphasizes major triads: E major, C major, D major, and E major. This section of the tap-on solo features similar motifs, moving down with a symmetrical fingering. This is then moved to the D scale degrees and the C scale degrees. The closing section of the tap-on solo exploits the tonality of B to E minor exclusively in a cadential form. The last section employs a number of sound effects, including sliding and pulling off to an open E string, tapping for harmonics, letting that harmonic gather feedback, and finally kicking in an echo feedback effect. Essentially, what's happening manually is this.